So this is me logged in as a student. So I'm going to head on over to online learning because that's the class. Oops, I am not in my student account. Let me head back over to Alice Apple. All right, let me log back in as her. All right, so we are in now as the proper name, Alice Apple. We see the A up here. We're going to head on over into online learning 2019-2020 where Alice is a student. Okay, so we're going to head on over to classwork. And the assignment that she was assigned today was under response journals. Okay, it was the weekly reflection. So as the student, what I see is what my teacher had put in for Kami. Here are the Kami instructions that I would follow had I not already been signed in. I already have the Kami app up here as well. So when I, as a student, go to click on my PDF, you'll notice that right here, since I have it installed and I've logged in before, I have this open with Kami option when this opens up. And it says PDF because it's a writable PDF right now. Okay, so I'm going to click open with Kami and it's going to take me on over to that assignment that was created. Okay, and it wants me to sign in because remember, it's connecting to your Google account. So it's very important that they know who they're logged in as. And see over here, I have Alice Apple open and just wait for this to load. Okay, so you'll see that everything that I had put on here as the teacher, me as Alice Apple right now, I see everything on here. I see my pug, I see my comments. So I can start working on the prompt that my teacher put. So I have the same exact stuff that she has as well. So let's see if my dictionary works right now, since it wasn't working for me before. It's weird, still not working. Okay, no worries. So what I will do is I am going to, let's see, I'm going to draw. And I'm going to put my masterpiece. So just to note, it's obviously a lot easier to do writing when you have a touchscreen. So if you're not on a touchscreen, using a trackpad can be a little bit challenging and definitely not P-I-E-C-C, I can't even spell, challenging because the trackpad is not developmentally appropriate for most people for dexterity in any way. Maybe with the mouse, it might be easier, but definitely not something that is easy to do. But again, this is me and I'm able to do the same thing my teacher did. I'm going to add in another image just like she did because that was part of the prompt. I'm going to put in a poodle. Okay, let's add in a poodle. A little fluffy doggy. Okay. And I will drop this poodle right here on top of the pug. Okay. So my teacher also, let's see what my teacher said. And I could start giving feedback this way. So I could also reply back to my teacher. Thanks, lady. Okay. And it lives right there. So the student has similar and the same sort of features that the teacher does. I just want to draw your attention to up here. I talk about the breadcrumb trail a lot, and this lets me know that this is where I started from, the origins. It was in my online learning class, which is this, my classroom. So that's where I was, and this is the PDF file that was assigned to me. It was called lined PDF, and then since I pushed it out through Classroom, it now has my name attached to it. So now what I'm going to do, just like I would do in a regular classroom assignment, is I would click Turn In. Okay, so it's weekly reflection. As of now, it's not done. Do I want to turn it in? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to give that a minute. And what I see after I click submit is the option to unsubmit, because that is a feature that you can do also in regular classroom as well, where students can pull back their assignments. But I'm not going to unsubmit. I'm just going to get out of here and we'll see that my assignment is now done. Okay. So now when you head on back over to Classroom, you'll see that when you're in this assignment, it's already turned in. So you didn't have to do anything here. This, when you clicked turn in, On Kami, it was speaking to Classroom and it turned in the assignment for you. Okay, so this is all done. You don't need to do anything else with this unless you're unsubmitting. Like I mentioned, you can unsubmit here, you can unsubmit there, but for continuity purposes, if you're going to make any modifications and unsubmitting, you'd probably want to unsubmit in here and do it this way. Okay. So I do want to take you over to the teacher side. So bear with me a moment. I will log in as a teacher so you could see what it looks like inside of Google Drive. All right, so I am now in, let me come in here. I'm in My Drive. Okay, so I was in My Drive. And what you do when you're in My Drive is you're looking for the same thing we always do. We look for our classroom folder. Okay. Give me a moment. I have a lot of stuff in here, which tends to slow everything down. Okay. It's in alphabetical order, so it's up here. So I have it labeled as red. So I click on Classroom. And when I'm in here, I'm going to look for the class that I was just working inside of. So that's Online Learning 2019-2020. And the assignment that I pushed out to my students with Kami was called Weekly Reflection. So I'll head on into here. And again, this is what I see. These are their assignments, okay? So this is what it looks like within Google Drive. So this is the writing piece. This is what Alice added on. These are the comments. So you'll notice that the picture isn't there because Alice doesn't have a picture. And you have to actually click on these links for the audio and for the video files. But again, it's similar to, see over here, if I click solve, these are the things that you would notice in regular docs. But all of their stuff is housed here, so you don't have to worry about losing any of the information. Again, between Kami and Classroom, everything is saved the way it would be normally. There are two other features in Drive that are connected to Kami. Again, two things that I don't frequently use, but there's the Kami assignment and Kami uploads. These are automatically created for you when you're creating Kami assignments or if you're uploading something. So this particular document that I created before, I uploaded it to Kami. So that's why you'll see I have it right here. So this was one that I had pushed in and I uploaded. You'll see that this was the original. This was like the template that I created and that lives here. But I don't frequently use this piece, but just know that if you do upload when you're in Kami, all of those templates that you create will also live inside of this folder. So it's automatically created for you, just like the Google Classroom is also created for you. Okay, the last component of this session is going to be looking at what a PDF that's already flushed out can look like on Kami. So if I come over here, this is the reason that you would have the Kami extension on your laptop. You come on here, click it, and it'll bring you right to that landing page that we were on before. So I'm still logged in as Alice Apple. I'm going to log out, and I'm going to log back in as myself. So I'll log back in as Jackie. My 9,000 accounts. Okay. All right. So I'm back here. This is where I started before. All right. So what I'm going to do, I am going to pull in a PDF from my Google Drive. So I'm going to head on over to my Google Drive. It could be a PDF. It could be a template, whatever you want it to be. I'm going to come on over here. Well, I could click on PDFs or I can come down here to advanced search. This makes my life easier where I click on PDF. It sort of makes my life easier. I have 9,000 folders. Okay. Let's see. 3 Little Pigs. Okay. So here's my 3 Little Pigs. I'm going to click on this PDF and I'm going to pop it in here. So this is actually one that I've already annotated on. You'll see over here. This was a PDF that was pulled offline. So think about the types of maybe books or word work, things that you might be doing with students in small groups, how you can upload those items here and you could start annotating and working on them. So what I did here was I was highlighting, I was adding in comments on the side. And similar to what I did before with the blank document, I was adding in images and text. So let's see if my dictionary works now. Here we go. Okay. So if I come over here and I highlight a word, I have my dictionary set up right here. All right. So as your students are going along, they can tap on anywhere as long as the dictionary option is selected. So I can tap on any of these and it tells me what it is that I'm looking at. And again, similar to what we talked about before, we can click text to speech.
Once upon a time there were 3 little pigs, and the time came for them to leave home and seek their fortunes. Before they left, their mother told them, "Whatever you do, do it the best that you can, because that's the way."
Okay. So that is your text to speech when you have a document that is already there in terms of a PDF. So really useful.
The Volvo I'll huff and I'll puff till I blow your house and not.
Oops, sorry about that. But very useful. A lot of different things that you can do with this, and really think about like how you can take your students from a whole and set them into smaller groups and working within sort of this domain. Like I said, there's other things that you can do on here. And I'm sure there's other brilliant ideas out there. So after the session, if you want, definitely think about some of the ways that you will use this, or even after, just kind of think about what the best usage is for your students. I know that I had the pleasure of working with a teacher from PS 55, Stacy Crabb, who was highlighting how she does guided reading. So if anybody is looking at how to use this for guided reading, she might be somebody that you want to tap into. So just a shout out to Stacy. And that is it. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for now. And our next session, we'll talk a little bit more about collaborating.